red moon rising on the Cuyahoga River, rolling into Cleveland to the lake.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? So back again here, Just Burn It podcast, and it's week 13, NFL, a little bit of college stuff right now, and just want to talk about some things around the league that it's kind of went on, stuff that I'm interested in. Obviously, my Niners, as you see. I'd like to talk a little bit about that and some other stuff. So, Chris, Ryan, back at you. Let's jump right to it. First topic I want to talk about is A.J. Brown wanting to troll Deebo Samuels. And I must say, and I'll pull this up here, A.J. Brown went and posted before the game, Eagle fans, it's troll, this is Deebo's, at 19 Problems Week, you have my permission, laughing, go, right? Deebo and him are probably just having fun here, bullying the 49ers, we will be there.
You have my permission.
Yeah. So anyways,
God.
You know what? The Niners didn't start off too well. You were watching me watch the game, or you were watching the game while I was with you, and you saw me getting a little irritated. I'm like, dude, this is not my boys. This is not how they play, man. Like they look like shit. First quarter.
They did. It was looking rough.
It was looking rough. Like they had no offense. Defense, even though Eagles moved down the field, that was like their two main drives, and they ended up with field goals. But then, things quickly shifted where I'm like, there they go.
Came.
There they go. I was like, what the hell was happening?
Arised. Yeah.
Yeah, so whatever, man. I mean, this is obviously backfire. Deebo had a good game. So there was kind of like
monster game.
But that's why I don't do stuff like that. It always backfires.
Right. It's almost like 49ers when they went and they put the 49ers jersey or something
on
the
Rocky.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah. Don't even do it. I never just stay humble. And because, at the end of the day, you could brag and get cocky and stuff, but there comes a time in the playoffs where, all that stuff in the regular season's gone. That doesn't matter. It's all about right now, and you could easily get knocked out. Easily get knocked out. So, anyways, there's a little clip, this play right here is beautiful. I don't even know if Deebo got touched on this. I'll go ahead and I'll play this one real quick here.
Oh.
The block. So he had 2 touchdowns that game. We got Brandon Ayuk slided in.
He had 3.
Deebo?
Yeah.
Did he really?
He had a rushing and 2 passing.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, so that was a real that really backfired.
Oh yeah.
Backfired big time. So obviously I'm pretty biased. I think my team is playing exceptional. I hate sometimes being you look like the team to take down and you guys look like you're going and stuff because it easily can backfire. It's almost like in fantasy football, there's always that team that's like doing really good and they're dominant. And next, playoffs come and then they get knocked out of the first round. I don't want that to happen. And that's why I don't like, I'm sure, people feel Ravens and stuff, but maybe I'm biased, but I think my team's they're hitting pretty good, pretty balanced. It says we have number 1 D. Sometimes I see it. Sometimes I'm like, we're top 5. I don't
Seems
know
like a D kind of is always. It takes time to start going. I don't know if you noticed, but you never really looked good right out the gate, and then something just clicks with your D. It did it with the Seattle game.
Yeah.
It's just, and then all of a sudden, the quarterbacks can't do anything anymore. You're like, what just happened?
I sometimes give Bosa some shit because I'm like, man, he's got more of a motor than that. He goes in, but then we were trying to figure out why he does that. Like, he kind of goes in, put soft. Like, I don't say soft. He just, if you take him and Micah Parsons, one of them's bursting in aggressively. The other one is like kind of this slow push, but maybe it's like to push and then back off a little bit because it makes the QB make a move and then they attack.
Yeah.
It's like maybe a method.
With Hurts, I think it was to contain. He didn't want to. He was doing it, but he didn't want Hurts to get on the outside.
Yeah, because he could probably run all over us.
So I think that. So we got to see it with a non-mobile quarterback to see if he does the same type of rushing or whatever. But I was gonna say it's something about so the Eagles went out and got a linebacker after your game because of just
who'd they pick up?
Remember the Colts linebacker Leonard? He was a stud. I don't know. He got
last
cut.
name Leonard.
Yeah,
no.
He's a stud, and then he's a good player.
Yeah.
So they went out and grabbed him.
Shit.
So, and of course, a lot of people are making the jokes, be like, damn, they got the ass boot so bad they had to go and pick up. But then a lot of people are saying, well, the Niners went and picked up Young.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, you only got one shot. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's kind of true. It's just different times. It's just building a team and sometimes having to buy a championship. Now, I don't think my team is fully doing that, but when you start going to pick up Randy Gregory, you go pick up, Young. And who else do we want? I mean,
He's
obviously
got Logan Ryan. I don't know if he's safety or whatever. He's actually used to be good. I don't know how he's been playing.
Huff, yeah, he got banged up, knocked out. But yeah, my team's not fully it, but I definitely thought the Rams that one year that they won the Super Bowl, once they got Matt Stafford, it was like, all right, we need to go grab. They got who's the end over
Von
there?
Miller.
Von Miller. Grabbed Von Miller. They grabbed Bobby
Odell.
Wagner. They went to go get Odell Beckham Jr. and. I think they had Ramsey the year before or whatever.
Yeah, they had Ramsey on the team. I don't think Ramsey left.
But they were just trying to piece it together. But that's just the way it is nowadays. So, anyways, it is what it is. I think there was somebody else they went and grabbed. They were grabbing whatever they could. So, anyways, I don't want to be that team, but it's just the way it is in the NFL. People got to stack, and you have a one shot. You got to do what you got to do with it, right?
I mean, for the most part, if you think about your core, though, right? You got Purdy, which – just a gem in,
super gem, yeah.
Then you got Deebo, Ayuk, Bosa. These are all drafts.
Yeah, those are drafts. Yeah.
So I mean, for the most part, you guys have just drafted really well. So
Elijah Mitchell is playing obviously good. I don't want to get too caught up on this whole Niners and stuff because we could talk about it for a while, but obviously having Christian McCaffrey is just insanely. The guy's vision is incredible.
Absolutely stud.
Before we leave the game, dude, there was that at the end of the game, which was kind of like, oh, that fucking hit, bro.
Yes.
Lenoir, man, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I wanted to just look at this again, man. It's in the hit sounded, especially when I was watching it live, it was like, bam, you hit it. You're like, oh, shit. I think I even said that. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you don't get too many of these in the NFL without flags being thrown. So...
Oh, that was swift.
I mean, the good thing is he was okay, but it was nice to see someone, you got jacked up. We don't get to see this much anymore in the NFL.
No, they usually flag it, but it was clean.
Ooh.
Anyways, just wanted to share that. Obviously, I'm stoked for my boys. I'm going to stay humble. I'm not going to get cocky. There's still a lot of work to do when we get into the playoffs and stuff like that, which I'm assuming when I think we will be in the playoffs unless something crazy happened. But anyways,
you would have to go on a really bad losing streak, and the good thing is your schedule is in your favor.
Yeah, we should be good. We got Seahawks again. I think a lot of people. You got Lions. You guys are playing against.
Yeah, you guys got Seahawks. Then you play the Cardinals. Then you play like the Falcons. It's like
and then the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens is all.
I don't want that because it's almost
Super Bowl preview.
Yeah, if it's possible, I don't want to. People are gonna be like, oh, they already played each other and they already know the outcome, right? But if it's like a tight game, maybe that'll make it better. It's like sometimes
it will. Here's the thing: is if you're the team that wins, then it's like the other team they come back and like I want them.
Yeah,
it's kind of like almost what just happened right here. You have the Eagles beat you guys in the NFC Championship game, and then you guys were hungry.
Yeah, get revenge. And I'll take a 42-19 any day. That's a good statement in the league. And Brock Purdy's been playing exceptional football.
Hey,
some great throws out of him.
He's up there with an MVP candidate.
Yeah. Won't bounce around too much, but I mean, thinking about that, I mean, there's some young QBs. We might as well just jump over here to that, and we can talk about CJ Stroud for a second here. Dude, I mean, right now he's leading passing. This guy's a rookie. He's leading the NFL in passing yards. Sam Howell's in second right there, that's his second year. I mean, I look at him as a rookie as well, right? These both are young bucks, and they're leading, so it's like, I mean, my buddy Brock's down there. He's down there a little bit of ways. But yeah, man. I don't know what your take is on CJ. I think he's got some skills. I don't want to take too much away from him, but we have watched multiple games of his.
I enjoy watching him.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I did notice, the guy does have all day, and I would love to know his stats on his line because I've counted a couple, multiple times, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi. He's back there still just looking for that wide open man. I mean,
Yeah, he definitely had this pocket a lot. We've seen
it is insane how well of a pocket he has, So he's made, and I like I said, I don't want to take anything from him because the guy is just playing, but that is a huge part of his success, and I don't think people are pointing that part out.
Huge. It's like him playing in college right now.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly how he had it at Ohio State. Mm-hmm. He had all day back there, and on top of that, he had elite wide receivers to throw to. But
I'll go to the next one and see what the next play is on this.
Yeah, but there's not many holy shit type of throws with him. Most of the time, he's just he's hitting a deep ball, and his deep ball accuracy is amazing. But it's it's him having all day to hit that deep ball and everything. But the man's doing well, and but I think a lot of people are leaving out that he is behind just a line that is killing it for him.
Yeah, I would think any QB up there that has time like that would do well. Besides Tyson Bagent, we always laugh about that. He's like the QB that don't give him much time and he does very well, which is the opposite of what you give him time, he'll throw a pick. But yeah, I would think that if you give any QB time, they're going to do well. So it's like we don't want to take too much away from them. You really want to see a QB, give him no time and see how he responds. You want to see greatness, you want to see a good QB, don't give him time, see how he reacts. And if he can get throws off, if he can move in, because you got to be fast when you're playing those teams in the NFL that are big boy teams. You don't have a lot of time to be just slinging the ball like that.
They say the average passes of 2.5 seconds, right? Mm-hmm. He has well over that. There's no way his release is even close to that. I wonder if they have that stat. Like, his average time of release is 3.5 or 4.
By the time he throws it, right now we know Tua is, and we could talk about that next.
Yeah, he has the quickest release. Yeah, he throws it before the 2.5. He's like 2.1, 2.2 or something, and that ball's already out.
What do you think? His? We got the Miami game here. What do you think the reason is? Why is it? Is it the play call that he's releasing so much?
His first read seems to be always open, right?
If the first read's open, it makes your QB job super easy. Super easy. You'll do very well. First read's always open?
First read's always open and somehow always down the field too.
Yeah. I do think Tyreek is his first read on a majority of the plays.
Number one wide receiver, that's usually the first read.
Yeah. Number one wide receiver is usually your first read. A ton of play calls that are probably been good thought put into him, to develop him and get him open. Now, the thing is that guy, they call him the cheetah for a reason. I don't say no one can cover him. Somebody probably can. I haven't seen anybody do it very well and consistently. And the guy's not that tall, so he has got that low, like, gravity to the ground, whatever
center of gravity.
And he can just move and turn on a dime, shifty. Have fun trying to cover that. Yeah. Like, he's gonna smoke you. He's gonna be open, and they know it. Tua knows it. And I don't know why people don't play him a little differently. It seems like they don't adjust well to him even when he's playing. So, yeah, man, I don't know what your thoughts are on it. It kind of makes you look at the Miami Dolphins and I've talked about this to Dolphin fans, like, a possibility of, like, kind of one-dimensional, like, not spreading it out like enough. Like, their tight end, Smythe or whatever, mm-hmm. He's not involved in that game too much. Not in the passing. He's not receiving a bunch of balls.
Two players.
Who's Waddle and
there you go.
And Tyreek, or it's Tyreek Mostert, Waddle, Tyreek Mostert, Waddle, Tyreek. So is the team, are they held up on Tyreek? If Tyreek's not in there, or is there a problem? Is their team
huge problem? Huge problem, and I don't think Mostert is benefiting from such a great pass game. Him and
Jeff Wilson. Oh, a chain or whatever.
Yeah. So they're benefiting greatly from everyone, looking for the pass. And now, mm-hmm. and don't get me wrong, they're great backs, but they are benefiting from everyone terrified that Tyreek's going to get behind the safety and
I'll let you keep talking. I'm going to pull. Here's some Tyreek plays this game. They're just going to shuffle through them, so you can kind of see.
Look at that! Like,
you can't cover them, man.
No, so he kind of joked about it during the press conference. Is He's like, I want to thank them.
I appreciate
for not double teaming me.
Not respecting me. He said, thank you for not respecting me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so it's like, what were they thinking? Like, I don't understand. I'm like, honestly, the prevent that we joke about, that's what you do with Tyreek. You have the guy 30 yards back.
You have somebody on him short, and you got somebody over the top every play. I mean, you can see him just hitting the sidelines and beating that guy like he's not going to be able to catch him. Linebackers aren't going to be able to catch him. It's very, very hard to stop this guy. I obviously, when he came into the league, he was look, he's just going past there's two people there. Why did it
just
blows my
get
mind
behind him? Yeah.
He got behind the secondary. Here it is from a different angle. Like, let me look at him up there. He's just outrunning you.
That's why I don't understand how the safety is not backpedaling as he's running.
Right. So if that's your first read, we can watch him. He's up at the top there. Let's see. Boom. He's already passed the first one, so now he's into the second, and they're trying to cover him coming across the middle. He's got great hands. He's not even a big guy. Would you ever think that a guy that size is doing this? I mean, like putting up these yards and stuff?
He's about to be the first receiver in NFL history to break 2,000 yards. I mean, he's on pace for it. Obviously, we still got 5 more games. So,
yeah. So that was. Let me see if there's some more.
And here's
it's a run. So they were just going over some of his plays.
Yeah, that's another MVP candidate that I think to me is at the top of the list.
Yeah, Tyreek.
Yeah,
no
MVP,
doubt.
most valuable player. I mean, he is by far. You take him off the Dolphins. Dolphins might be 500.
Yeah.
I mean, how many games did they? They blew out. Them blowouts are not there. The run is not there as much.
I think it's good that they have Tyreek on the team and that he's able to do these things.
That's
and they're
great.
using it. They're taking advantage of it. If it's not there, do they it's not that it's like, hey, I understand that you guys got this wide open, but if he's not there, are you guys still able to complete balls and stuff? I saw him go out and then Waddle took in, but I think Waddle might have just took in those routes anyways.
Yeah.
He became the number one taking the routes in or something.
They're going to do, but now the explosive play is gone.
Correct.
Then one pass, touchdowns, gone, off the table.
It's the defensive. Oh, it's a little different ball game now.
There you go.
You're not going to worry about this guy blowing past the secondary every single play.
Yeah,
it does change some things. That's. I'm curious. I'm curious if there's the joke about them playing good teams. If they go to the playoffs and they're in the playoffs, how are people going to handle Tyreek? And I'm thinking as a coach, if I was a coach, I'm like, well, I'm gonna be jamming him at the line. He's not getting a run. I'm gonna mess up the route.
Yeah, why don't we see that often?
Yeah.
Is he too quick? Does he shift by the cornerback first, and then you're screwed because jamming him off the line, that means he's already going to blow by you.
He's already doing it.
Right. So
right.
It's
So might as well do it. I just one of those plays that we were just watching. It was a couple plays back. The guy was off him, and maybe because they're playing zone or something, he just let him go past him. So I'm like, at least knock him off the line because it's going to mess up timing. It's going to mess up amount of time. You got to get him off the line.
I got the greatest defense. I don't know if it's possible. So what you do is you have one guy jam him, but that guy that jam him is instantly off him after that to another player.
Just onto another player.
Boom, and then cuts off, towards the linebackers or whatever.
And the other guy's behind him's a little bit more softer coverage, but like, come on, come into me. We know we messed you up, and now I want you to come into me and let's see how it responds. Yeah, it's a good tactic to deal with them where you're not double teaming. You're not
exactly.
double team. Yeah. So anyways, that's just my thoughts on the whole Tyreek thing. Now, when we were watching some football, it was funny to me, at least. I was just like, wait, is that a Budlight commercial?
Oh.
I'm like, wait, Peyton Manning? Wait, what do they do? Oh, they're trying to reel it back in. Reel it back in.
I was dying laughing at
Let me
that.
see if I pull that up here.
This Budlight commercial, you can tell they are trying to try to man it up or something. I don't know, but it was just clear as day. And it honestly right here makes me laugh because I just think in my head, this is the only way to sell Bud Light is they have to buy a round for the bar.
Oh, jeez. The only way to sell it? What? No, we just got to give it away.
Yeah.
Someone's got to buy it. Yeah.
No one was there. You know what? I'll buy a round for the bar.
They went and got the man. What, Peyton Manning? Who else is in this?
I could have swore there's
There's just Peyton Manning?
Yeah, because
Slinging the ball to everybody?
his brother does Corona. No, it's just a bunch of nobodies and Peyton Manning. Now, here's the thing. Did Bud Light come to Peyton Manning and said, look, we're in dire need? There
Yeah,
it is.
Emmitt Smith's in there. Yeah, I thought there was somebody else in it. Yeah, that is trying to tell. You know what, though? I'm going to pause it. What are you going to do if you're Bud Light and that all happened to you and your stock is getting beat up? I mean, your just sales are down. I mean, I know that a ton of people aren't going to ever. I mean, it's a hard comeback, and they're trying their best. And everyone that watched this commercial, even though we're talking about it, you might be like, "Oh, it's working." They're making people talk about it. Yeah, but are they drinking it? That's the different thing. They got to still buy the product.
On it. That's
it's
pretty
like,
much it.
yeah, it's just clowning and joking on it. So, yeah, I think they really lost a lot of consumers, their main consumers, to the obviously an exceptional, smaller percentage of America. I think you should never bet on the smaller percentage. Don't ever your main core. Don't ever disrespect like your main core of consumers for your product. No, absolutely not. You saw the result.
I agree. I agree, and I think it's funny, but they did almost what I would think to do. Like we got to try to get our image back. Like, hey, listen, I'll pay Peyton Manning. I'll pay Emmitt Smith. Let's get someone. I think there was actually like a Busch Light commercial that actually made me think of like this is what Bud Light needs to do, and it was like two guys and they're kind of like talking about like feminine stuff or whatever, and then they realize it and they're like, oh man, we've been talking about like girly stuff lately. Quick, do something manly. And like a guy has a hairy chest and he's like, and he rips out his chair on his chest. I'm like, this is almost what Bud Light needs to do to try to get just like some of their.
The way, especially the United States, is just the way the minds have been kind of just like, I don't know, like fucking fucked up, like talks, like just, I would say manipulated, but just literally kind of like to one side, like one-sided so much to the point that there is no other side, which would be like against like males, like why can't guys just be guys? Like leave us like why is that a problem? Why can't we have any sort of masculinity? They call it like toxic masculinity, which is kind of what they were trying to get away from and but I'm like, what are you fucking doing with this commercial? Like that didn't help out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely didn't, and you're hitting on it. They're taken away from masculinity, and
yeah. Does this have to for you? Does this commercial right here is this like, hey, this is like we're guy stuff? Like that's what they're trying to do. Like this is a guy.
Yeah, definitely. I don't care if there's women in the background or whatever, but it's definitely trying to man it up. Like, yo, look. Peyton Manning and Emmitt Smith, these, idols for football, they drink Bud Light. Yeah. We gotta.
So it's okay again.
They're trying, but
trying.
Unfortunately, it's not. And like you were saying about the toxic, like we don't go to like some, how they were trying to. I don't know what you would call it, like.
Yeah, you don't go to great lengths trying to remove, male masculinity. We don't go to great lengths trying to remove. I want females to be females, and I'm fine with it.
Right.
I'm okay with it. Be you. I love you for how you are. That's it. I don't interrupt anything you do. Do your commercials you want to do.
Right, but they're trying to bring it into Bud Light, which is weird, and it's like we don't go. I don't know what they're. Their stuff is, but no one's trying to go and take over their stuff. They're, hey, do your thing. We're not going to go and try to like
Sephora
promote our stuff on your stuff,
Right. If there's like the makeup commercials, I'm saying like Sephora, Ulta, and stuff like that. That's for women. Or obviously whatever you want to call yourself nowadays. But that's for women. We're not trying to go over there and disrupt it. And next thing you know, have Peyton Manning over there.
Peyton Manning wears it. Look at here.
For football, throwing the mascara around, catching it. Yeah. And then all the women are like, wait, what the fuck? What is that for? Yeah. No, Peyton Manning wears it. You can wear it.
Right.
Wait, what does that have to do with Peyton Manning? Exactly. It's not that it's okay to separate. It's okay. It's not for it's. Everything has its it's almost like everything has its like use case. Like a spoon is to be used for a spoon. A fork is for a fork for certain things, right? And you don't use when you're drinking soup. Do you use a fork? No, you use a spoon. So should we start showing commercials of using forks because it's fucked up to only use a spoon? That's the thinking. That's
right.
Really what it is.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yes.
It should have been on our last
what
thing.
What
the fuck? Anyways, I just thought it was funny because it caught my attention and it caught probably yours too. I was just like, wait, was Bud Light? Is that Peyton Manning in a Bud Light commercial? They're trying to reel it back in. Anyways, wanted to share that. Wanted to talk about it because I thought it was funny because they obviously dug themselves a big hole and they're trying to come out, and we're all now watching them try to dig it out. But you got to do what you got to do, right? So, college football playoffs, man. You watch this more than me.
Huge college.
Let me pull up the bracket here, right?
Here we go.
Here's what we got,
Huge controversy.
Michigan number 1, Washington 2, Texas 3, Alabama 4. Obviously pulling off that victory over Georgia, which is kind of bullshit. I think you were talking about it. Like, dude, they lost one game, but Alabama has also. But at the time, if you lose the game early and you win out, you're good.
Bam.
If you lose it at the end, you're fucked, which someone might be like momentum, but I could tell you right now, Georgia could be in there and take any of those teams out. If you play, you run it against
Easily.
Alabama again?
Easily.
Yeah. So you got Florida State here.
That's where the controversy. So you got 1 and 2 are both undefeated, and number 5 is undefeated.
I felt that it was rigged. College playoff selections were rigged. I'd like to provide the American people with an update on our efforts to protect the integrity of a very important college football. So there's been that kind of talk out there.
I mean, it's not rigged.
Florida State championship was stolen, they feel. They feel that it was stolen.
Unfortunately, any fan, even a true fan of the sport, even a FSU fan, a true fan, not just I'm a diehard and I think we could do it. No.
Being biased for the wrong reasons.
Let's really look at it. Their quarterback had 55 yards passing.
Yeah, let me pull up his stats.
55 yards.
All right, so here he goes right here. Brock Glenn, 8 for 21, 55 yards passing, a 12.7 QB rating. Not to say that Jake Plummer was any better with a 13.1.
No,
but he was.
That's why, right? And that's why they won. Because they were going up with equally. That's what happens when you play a crappy quarterback.
Yeah.
You're still, but now they're going to be playing good quarterbacks and good defenses. So
I don't see anything wrong with it. If anything, I would think that if you put Florida State in there,
it's just an easy win for whoever plays.
It's an easy win for whoever. Now, obviously, having more of a play, they're going to be making it more people involved. Teams play
12 team next
12
year.
Then you can get away from all this. No one should be bitching. You got 12 teams. If you didn't make it and you're number 13, I'm sorry. There's 12. You're number 13. But there'll always be somebody complaining. My opinion on it is it would be taking up a spot. They clearly don't have a passing game. It's not their starting quarterback in there.
Nope, he's
Why
out.
would anybody want him in anyways? If I was a Florida State fan, I mean, I would understand. I'd be like, no, I get it. We have no passing game. Like, we go in, we're probably going to lose. They almost lost to the Gators, and Gators had their backup in.
Right.
The Gators had them, I'm obviously a Gator fan, not the biggest Gator fan. I still, support them. But yeah, I watched the game. If Graham Mertz was in, it'd probably been a much different game. That guy's a baller, I think, a Gators QB. But anyways, just to go back to it,
Yeah, I mean, if any controversy, I would go Georgia takes out Texas, and it should just be just like that. But next year it's going to be great. I know J.J. Watt said, an emergency 6-man playoff, 1 and 2 get a bye, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 play each other. Would love to see that, but that would obviously I don't think the college can do that. I mean, I think they have the power to, but I don't think they would ever do something like that. But I mean, I'm sorry, FSU, but you don't deserve to waste a spot. And if you think about it, back in the day, did 1 and 2 always play each other
No,
in
the
national? No, they went with the best,
right?
And I get it. Well, never was it 2 undefeated teams. If there was, they would be. We get it, but they want the best in the college playoffs. That's why they did it back in the national championship games before the playoffs. They tried to put the 2 hottest teams always in for the Natty.
You can't go off of just undefeated because you know that the strength of schedule, different people you play. I mean, you got Alabama playing Georgia. That's a tough. I'm sure Alabama played some other teams. Once again, I'm not fully focused on college too much anymore, but I'm sure Florida State's schedule was.
Yeah,
they probably had a couple games, and that's about it.
Yeah, they played some ranked teams, and they did. Obviously, they won them all, but it was just, they all the top 4 all played good ranked teams, at least 3 ranked teams, and won.
What was the box score of this game? 16-6. I'm sorry. I mean, and they were ranked 14. I mean, it tells you everything right there.
Yeah.
You played a ranked 14 team, and I think you. Look at this. You guys at half was 3-0. At half is 3-0. That's not championship level. That's not national championship level football.
Now, the one thing I will give them, Florida State's defense has just been playing lights out. Once their quarterback went down, it was like all of a sudden they turned it up tenfold.
Yeah, I don't see much out of that offense. Passing,
right.
Not much there.
They're also not playing high caliber, offenses. But their defense has really picked up the slack, especially the D line.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I know they say, well, defense wins championships. Not when it comes to college. It's not going to get them there with no offense. You have to have some bit of offense, and 55 yards, is not going to cut it. And if they actually played a good defense, it might be even worse than that. It could have been a couple pick sixes or something like that, a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
And everything when you're playing, So, yeah, the controversy between FSU, I mean, they should, as a football fan, everyone should know it was the right decision, at least to FSU out. Now, Georgia, I think, actually has more of a case than FSU, even though FSU was undefeated. I just go by the better team.
I think Georgia probably – I think Michigan's really good. I think Georgia. I mean, everyone did they want to watch because Georgia. I mean, the thing is, it's no different than Alabama. Alabama's lost what?
Just one game.
Just one game.
One game to Texas.
Okay, to Texas.
I mean, to me, I almost think they set it up this way because I think Texas beats Michigan, and obviously Alabama beats Washington, and they want a rematch at Texas-Alabama because that's the one team that beat Alabama. And the regular season was Texas.
Alabama should have had 2 losses. That Auburn.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I don't think Alabama deserved the 4th spot, and Georgia should have took
Georgia should have been in there.
Right. And I think because Alabama had to come down to a 4th and 31 on the last play of the game to win a unranked team,
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Ohio State and Florida State go at it.
Yeah. Who's they have the bowl games down.
Let them go at it.
I think that's who they're playing.
That'd be a great bowl if it is.
I think that's who.
Can we check?
Yeah, they already have the bowl games out. It might be FSU and Ohio State, or it might be FSU Oregon. I'm not. It's for the bowl game. Yeah. So it's trying to find it.
Florida State and Capital. No, I don't want that.
It's probably going to be hard to find because all you're going to hear is they got screwed. Oh,
FSU to play Georgia. No way.
Yeah, there it is.
Dude, I'll take that too.
This is going
to tell the tale.
Right. This is what would happen if they played. You're going to see. But is Georgia even going to take it? Like a lot of Georgia's players are probably not even going to play.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
I like to see if that happens. But, yeah, I mean, unfortunately.
Dude, Florida State and Georgia playing in a bowl. If you want to, we'll see how you fare against. To me, Georgia is probably one of the top 2.
Yeah, absolutely. If Georgia played Alabama, this Saturday, Georgia probably wins.
Yeah,
and it could win big because they're going to come out mad.
Yeah.
So
There's always going to be somebody complaining.
I can't wait for the 12 team. I don't hear many people excited about that. A lot of people are like, I think it should have been 8. I'm like, no, 12 is beautiful. I said they have it set perfect because honestly, I look at 12 right now at what you have pulled up, and I'm like, LSU's hot right now, and they're actually wouldn't make it if they did the top 12 right now. LSU is not in it, and they're hot. Arizona's kind of a hot team too, so it's like I don't know, man. It's really tough, and it's but it's going to be fun next year. I can't wait. Yeah, I have no clue. It is going to make college football way better.
Yeah. So if you lose one game, it's just not over for you.
Yeah, you know,
Georgia, you're still in it. You deserve to be in it. You only lost one game to Alabama at the very end. Come on, man.
Yeah,
like you guys been dominating so well, and you're not in it.
They won 29 games, and then they lose one game in the SEC championship game, and they're like, "All right, no more. Your 29 games means nothing to us."
So there's always going to be complaining as we're seeing like this. It's just going to lead us over to our next kind of talk here, which is about the whole KC Green Bay game, 4th and 10. 27-19, they'd have to score a touchdown, do the 2-point conversion. They have 5 seconds to do so. This is kind of an Alabama-Auburn scenario. We saw Alabama do it. I think they're even close to let's see what the yardage is. I think they're kind of close to it.
Yeah, it might be about 30 yards. It's a decent amount of yards away, but...
Yeah, they're wow. It's very close.
Yeah, 33.
Yeah, they're at about the 33-yard line right there. So complaints, and I haven't fully watched this yet, so it's going to be me.
I know about it. Yeah,
complaints about a pass interference on Kelce, right?
Yeah, they're saying the guy.
Did that come from the booth from Taylor Swift up there?
Oh, come on! How many Hail Marys do we see, and we don't hear anything about it? Yeah. And that pushing and shoving happens.
Look.
All the time.
If you're you can't be blamed. You're getting bailed out.
Watch this. But remember, we were saying that guy on Alabama or on Auburn wasn't doing it. At least this guy.
At least they got 3 going.
He almost gets in too.
He almost gets in.
Yeah.
But to complain when it's like, hey, you had the whole game to not allow this score to happen, to not allow this situation to happen.
Right. And
don't be complaining about the refs at this point.
Like,
to try to weasel yourself a win or scenario, because in Green Bay's like, come on, man, you guys are bullshit. We beat them, we got them, So, anyways, you gotta catch this ball.
Of all teams right now, complaining about not getting a call from a ref, no one wants to hear it from the Chiefs.
Hold on, can I turn it back? Yeah. Did you see Mahomes? Watch his head right here. He's looking this way. He's not even paying attention. At one point in this scramble, okay, so you said that. Let's see who's getting close to him here.
That's why he has to do that little scramble.
Right there, the guy on the edge was on the end there was getting him. So they pinched him there. Look where his head is right now. He's wants to see.
Back. Oh,
he's looking back.
Someone's about to sack him from behind.
He wants to know how much time he has.
Yeah.
Right. Look at him. Look at it. Look where his head is. Still.
It's like, all right, I think I got enough time to launch it.
I've never seen somebody spin that way. So we'll let it go. Whoop. So he slides over, throws this ball up. And apparently there was I'm going to go back to it here. We'll pause it. Apparently there was supposed to be a pass interference on. Is it on Kelce?
It's on Kelce. Yeah.
Kelce's right here.
So yeah, they're saying when you do throw the slow motion down, and they have a angle that they get later from behind, and you see the Green Bay guy push him or whatever.
I think he jumped too early already. So right now he's too early. You can see where the ball is. You can see where he is. The one guy that supposedly maybe pushed him, because he's over this guy's back. He already pushed him.
So, but Kelce has already jumped.
They're going to probably show a slow replay here on this.
But you know what?
No one's asking for a flag, right? If it was really that, why is anybody asking for a flag?
The best response came from Mahomes.
Mahomes, yeah.
Mahomes actually handled it great, and I was really shocked. He was just like, they let him play. And he's like, I appreciate how they handled it. And so I was like, oh, good.
They're going to do replays here.
Chris Collinsworth he's actually calling for the flag. I got to see replays for this because we all know. Everyone, he does. Right there, boom.
Dude, I see nothing. I wouldn't even have known.
Oh, no, they get on from actual behind.
I want to see some strength on the push. I don't want to see his hand was on his back.
It don't look that bad, but he clearly does. But you hear Collinsworth, I got to see this play. I mean, this is like he is like
that's it. They're not
outraged.
I mean, it's
I don't know if
it's got to be right here.
Now they actually have a
from a different
angle from you see that guy with the tarp over him?
Yeah.
Like, they have like a camera over there.
All right, but I don't have that on
it.
this.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna watch what we have. I'm gonna watch his body. So
right there, he's extending. You can see him.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a possibility. I ain't gonna lie.
there was a little bit, but it was still, he wouldn't. I don't think he would have been able to get as high as up as it. It would have helped.
You still got other people there. It's not like it's a clean catch, So
Right. He's going to be, honestly, he probably would have been banging into his own people.
Yeah, right there, that push a little bit there. I mean, you still got this whole bunch of people here. I mean, could he have caught it there? I mean, he's in position.
No, that's what I said.
He's got a shot. I'm not going to.
But, I mean, that's the risk of Hail Marys is, you got to deal with this scrum. It's like
well
it's a
played
bunch
by
of
Green
people.
Bay. Right? I'm going to push you out of here.
He
would have been in that mix.
I've never seen a pass interference called, and I guarantee you.
He would have been jumping a little bit off to the side backwards where that is. He would have been jumping back. So you see how he was going to set up to jump? Here, I'm going to pause it right here. So he was about to he wanted to set up right there to jump, right? But he got pushed.
Yeah, he would have been jumping.
He has to jump this way, over here, because the ball's coming over here. So he was about to jump from here. He got pushed, but he was about to jump from here.
Yeah, him and Gray, I believe that would have been banging into each other anyways.
Yeah, this is clearly behind him because he got pushed a little bit to the front. But when you see the other side of it, the other angle is about to come in here, right here. You can just see how far away he is from this,
Yeah, he would have been banging into the number 20, and it would have. It most like he would have got a finger on it or two.
I think so, and he might have had a good position on it. But at the end of the day,
at the ball dropping,
you got other people putting their hands on that ball and hitting it too. It's not a clean he's going to catch it with his hands and it's going to be clean and bring it down. No, he's going to be trying to catch it while other people are hitting it and trying to grab it themselves.
Yeah, it's that's how I swear how every Hail Mary ends. So I don't know why they're all like, oh, the refs blew it. They're photoshopping refs jumping in, doing the Lambeau leap and shit. I'm just like, look, I hate the Packers, but that was fine.
If you're coming down to the last play and you're complaining that you lost because of the last play on a Hail Mary and you had other problems in the game. You deserved a loss. You deserved to leave. You deserved to lose and get a loss there. So
yeah, I mean that's, and you know what, they complain about that, but it's like earlier in the game they had the Mahomes late hit. Showed that 100 times too, and Mahomes clearly got hit before stepping out.
Yeah,
flag still was there.
I felt the same way. I thought it was bullshit. I was like, oh, don't give me that, because it was to get a first down. There was a first down markers right there. The guy he did the right thing.
Absolutely, because quarterbacks are getting away with, oh, hey, they can't hit us out of bounds and all that, and they're getting that extra yard or two because they're acting like they're running out, and then they kind of jump up a yard or two before they go out of bounds because he's not going to hit me, haha.
Right, and they sneak another yard or two.
Yeah, like
the sideline.
I'm all for this, and hey, look, I'm a Bears fan, and Fields gets these or whatever, but I'm all for like a slide is they mark you down when you start to slide.
Yeah, when you start to slide, that's where you're down.
They should almost, when the quarterback's running out of bounds,
mm-hmm.
It's almost where they're running out of bounds. Like, hey, all right, your directory is right here. This is where you would have went out. That's where you're.
Yeah.
That's where you go out of bounds because it's BS that they get that extra yard or two, and it drives me nuts.
I'm not going to even talk about the whole Niner tackle by Dre Greenlaw, which I thought was just basic. And then that guy got into his face. The security job was just trying to do his job. What do you mean? They're playing football. There was no different than any other play. People tackle each other. Sometimes they get lippy with each other. Every play, people do this. And you decide to come over and get in my boy's face. And, I think you put your hands on him.
Yeah.
You don't even need to be here. There was no problem. The guy just tackled him. And then by him doing that is what caused more temper. You're pissing him off. That's why Dre put his fist and almost looked like he was. It was kind of a punch.
Pointing,
punch. It was weird.
Yeah, he was. I totally understand his anger behind it. So.
Like, get out of here, bro.
Yeah, he's all fired up, and he kind of, wasn't that late. It wasn't a late hit. He was doing it as they were going out of bounds. It wasn't like
they were saying because he like the way he tackled him out of bounds. Like, this isn't a quarterback. This is football. Dude, Lenoir's hit is way worse than that.
And it didn't.
Yeah, cleaned him. You got guys clotheslining people, knocking him out. He just literally grabbed him and.
Just slang him up.
Yeah, pulled him down. It wasn't nothing crazy. Get up and go to the next play.
Yeah, the guy got up and it was fine. Yeah,
that's why I think they were just looking for. I think they looked at it the wrong way. They were just looking at it. The people on the sidelines were like looking for a reason to like shift and like, oh, that's not fair or something. Like, that's how I looked at that. That's not fair. That was aggressive. That was rough. That was too much. That's how the way I looked at it.
The announcers were that. I think was it Tony Romo that was announcing that game.
I can't remember.
Or Greg Olsen.
Greg Olsen and it's Greg Olsen.
Yeah, so they were like, oh, this is the way. This is gonna fire up the Eagles. Touching their head of security and stuff. I'm like, what do y'all's narrative is terrible.
Terrible. They just exaggerate stuff, man, just to get hype. And it's once again being artificial is very common nowadays. And Greg was doing that, and he annoys me now. He's on my shit list. I didn't like half the shit he was saying while I was watching the game. He didn't want my team to win.
I was pointing out. I was like. No one would ever know his team is winning 35-9. This is before the last touchdown. I was like, you would never know this guy's team is winning 35-19.
35-19, and I'm bitching the whole time.
Yeah. He was angry this whole. I'm like, I would gotta be freaking doing the jig if my team had a lead like that. In the fourth quarter.
I just felt like they just didn't want my team to do well. Like, I don't know, at least Greg. I didn't think Greg, some of the comments, it was always, this isn't. It started like getting more excited when the Eagles were doing something or something like this. Oh, this is going to fire them up or whatever. I'm like,
that annoyed me when I saw that. So,
anyways, that's a wrap up week 13 around the league. You got anything else you want to say?
No, I think we hit on every topic. I mean, there was the Levi thing, but we not a big.
Yeah, Will Levis, whatever.
Yeah,
he threw the ball that it would turn into an interception, and he knew it, and he chased his own ball down.
Yeah,
I thought
because the guy hit his hand, got hit, and it was up, and he already got down there, and he was the first one to pick it up, and it was like 15, 20 yards down the field.
And almost caused a fumble. Because remember, then he had the ball and he was running it down there to go score a touchdown. I'm like, wow, what a bunch of effort from a QB. Usually a QB won't do that. He went after his own ball he threw instantly.
Yeah, he was already there.
Oh, shit.
I think he caught it on one bounce. That's how quickly he responded.
Yeah, he was like, oh, shit, let me go. I fucked this up. Yeah.
So, I thought that was interesting. So, you pointed it out, actually. So, but then when I saw it, I was like, oh, that is interesting. So, but no, that's pretty much a wrap, man. Till, we got week 14. We got some good football next week. So, I can't wait. Cowboys, Eagles, 49ers, Seahawks, and the Chiefs, Bills.
Yeah.
So, some great football next week, so I can't wait.
Good stuff. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right.
See ya.
Burn on, big river, burn on.